So investing beyond borders. You know, when I was beginning my career more than 30 years ago, and I would watch TV and I would listen to the anchors of CNN or Bloomberg, I would often wonder, how can I get into those offshore markets? How much do I need to get into those offshore markets? And when I researched back then, you needed $20 million to open a private banking account so that you can buy shares in Microsoft or Apple or back then IBM. Today, we have made investing beyond borders easy, affordable, and convenient. The biggest fund manager in the world, BDO, has tied up with BlackRock, the biggest fund manager in the world that manages 9 trillion US dollars. So you can now invest in the S&P 500 using our global US equity index feeder fund, or you can invest in the US and other developed markets using our global equity index feeder fund. And how much? For only $500. So it's affordable. It's easy because you can do it through the branch or online. It's convenient because once you do it online, you know, your statement will be there and you can see it all in 1 or 2 pages. So this is a sample of the BDO US Equity Index Feeder Fund. It feeds to the S&P 500 Index Fund. Over the last 3 years, it made 75.38% in dollar terms. In 1 year, it made close to 30% in dollar terms. You add the 15-20% depreciation of the peso, and that would be your peso return. But many clients or potential clients ask one question, Fritz, hindi ko naiintindihan yan. Paano ako papasok dyan? Wala akong alam dyan. No? So we highlight, let's say, the top 10 holdings on the right. And if you just eyeball it, you know, everybody knows Apple. It's probably the phone that you're using right now. Microsoft, it's probably the laptop that you're using. Amazon, that's where you go shopping. Alphabet may not be familiar, that's Google. Meta may not be familiar, that's Facebook. Of course, Tesla, you all know. So probably the only stock that's, you know, raising an eyebrow is NVIDIA. And for those using your laptop, NVIDIA is the green sticker in your laptop. It allows you to do AI, you know, with your laptop. It's the semiconductor that is in broad demand, you know, that earnings always surprises on the upside. And this is the BDO Global Equity Index Feeder Fund. It's not only invested in the US, 71% is in the US. It's also invested in Europe, in Japan, in Australia. And, you know, how to understand this? These are the blue chips of the world, you know. And when you look at the performance, it did 68.27% over a 3-year period. Another investment that's worth talking about are the REITs, Real Estate Investment Trust. This has been legitimized by the SEC. It can look at just office space, or office and malls, or power, pretty soon airports, and warehouses. And in general, the rule here is when interest rates are rising, the share price goes down. When interest rates are falling, the share price goes up. as it did in the second half of 2024 and 2025. So having an outlook more than a year probably makes sense to get into this investment. But whether the share price is going up or down, an advantage of REITs is that you get dividends, you know. And on the rightmost, the dividend yields is somewhere between 5 to 6 or 6 to 8%. Okay. So having that against your time deposit rate of 3% net, is quite attractive as long as you're looking at it more than 1 year. So diversification, another way to talk about diversification is don't put all your eggs in one basket. When my kids were growing up and we would go Easter egg hunting in the hotels or in my sister's house, they would get so excited and they would be running around the whole afternoon. And so I would give them 3 baskets. And I would tell them, anak, just hold one basket. Pag napuno mo, you come back here sa table. I'll get your filled basket and I will give you another empty basket. That way, kung madapa ka, if you fall down, you don't break all the eggs, you don't start crying, and you don't destroy the afternoon. That, intuitively is what diversification is all about. You don't put all your money in one investment. Like PLDT, when it goes up, you're very happy, but when it starts going down, you're very sad and depressed because you lost your savings. So by doing the pie chart and breaking it down into different asset classes, different countries, and different currencies, you would have prepared your portfolio or your wealth for even external shocks that are beyond our control and powers, such as the Middle East conflict. Asset allocation. How much do I put, Fritz? How much do I put in fixed income, in equities, in global equities? My answer there is it depends on your age. When you look at the life cycle of human beings, stage 1 is the accumulation stage. The moment you graduate all the way to early 40s, we are just accumulating. We are accumulating bags and shoes, watches and blouses and pants. Television screen, bigger television screen, high definition, bigger television screen. It's all about accumulation. And then when you move to your mid 40s and 50s, you tend to consolidate. You tend to start clearing up your cabinets kasi punong-puno na. You tend to remove the kalats in the storage rooms. Okay? And then stage 3 is preservation and eventually gifting. You are now thinking, anong ibibigay ko kay kuya? Anong ibibigay ko kay ate? Anong ibibigay ko sa mga apo ko? Okay? And through this life cycle, your asset allocation changes with it as well. Okay? So the wildcard factors here is how many are your dependents? Are they sick? Are they healthy or high risk? Do you own a business or are you an employee? Do you have real estate? Both hard real estate, lupa ba, condo, house and lot? These are what changes the allocation. But in general, the younger you are, the more risk you can take. You can put more in equities or in property. And the older you become, you tend to reduce the risky assets and put it towards fixed income so that you don't get ulcers anymore or a heart attack from the volatility in the market. As we wind down the lecture, I want to talk about peso cost averaging. What is that all about? It means that you just invest regularly. No matter what the outlook, no matter what's happening in the market, just keep investing regularly. And at BDO, we created a product called EIP, Easy Investment Plan. Huh? What is it all about? It's a one page, and you just say, debit my account every month. The minimum is 1,000 pesos. You can do more than that. And put it in, you choose a product that I just discussed. It can be in money market fund, it can be in dividend fund, or pretty soon it can be in US dollar offshore funds. And I'm very happy because when I moved to BDO, my cook has been with me for 16 years, and I asked her, magkano nang na-save mo? Sabi niya, Sir, magkano nang na-save mo? Sabi niya, Sir, wala ho. Sabi ko, bakit? Anong ginawa mo sa mga bonus na binigay ko sa iyo? Sabi niya, binigay ko kay nanay. So wala kang naipon? Wala ho. Sabi ko, next week, lilipat na ako sa BDO. Umpisa tayo mag-invest ha. Magbubukas tayo ng account. Huwag mo sasabihin kay nanay. Huwag mo sasabihin sa mga kapatid mo. At kada buwan, ha, kakaltasan kita ng 1,000, 1,000 pesos, at mag-i-invest tayo. So from zero savings and investments in 2014, my cook now has at least 60,000 in investments. Galing, di ba? So nung nalaman ng driver ng ate ko, ng kasambahay ng sister ko, ng caregiver ni mama, sabi nila, Sir, tulungan mo kami. Gusto rin namin ng ganyan. So, when I appear in public and talk about investing and building your wealth for your retirement, I look back at this example and I challenge my audience kung kaya ng cook ko, kung kaya ng driver ni ate, kung kaya ng caregiver ni mama, kayang-kaya nyo rin. And at this stage in your career or in your life, maybe you're investing not for yourself anymore because all of you have your own businesses that are doing very well, but maybe it's investing for your children or investing for your apo, your grandchildren, or for the MBA of your grandchildren. So how do we implement this in the real life? So I end with Kwentong BDO. I'll talk about 3 examples. The differentiating factor would be their age. And our objective here is to apply all the concepts we learned this afternoon into real life wealth transforming scenarios. We start off with Anna. Anna is a young 28-year-old junior auditor. She's working for a Big Four accounting firm. Her income and expenses are down below. So at this age, as I said, she has time on her side. The compounding effect works for her, and she can take on more risk because she has monthly income. So, we would build her emergency fund. Maybe kulang pa yung emergency fund, so it's on the way to being built. She can put in SSS voluntary or Pag-ibig M2. She can put into the equity UITF. She can even put into the life insurance VUL. And then she can put into global equity index feeder fund. She can start with 10,000 a month and grow it as her salary increases over time. Second scenario is Rico, a 40-year-old finance manager by now, married with 2 kids, and therefore he's already paying tuition or about to pay big school tuition. He owns a home. Okay. And so he's already starting to build his retirement fund. Okay. He's already thinking at 40, I have 20 years to go. Okay. So he'll get into both fixed income and equities. He got into REITs, which gives him dividends. Okay. And he has life insurance. And finally, you have the, Attorney Santos, age 55, retirement is nearing, net worth is now huge at 25 million, income is 300,000 a month. Okay. She wants to retire at 65, 10 years from now. Her children are already working. So the goal here is legacy, legacy building and passive income. So her portfolio is rebalanced and she now pays for her long-term care insurance for her medical fund. She has her charitable foundation, which can be optional. She's already doing estate planning and preparing her will. She has REITs and passive income into the portfolio. And therefore, by the time she retires, this will be coming in terms of quarterly or semi-annual dividend payouts. So close to 2 hours, but not yet 2 hours. In summary, how do we build wealth that lasts? Tell your children and grandchildren, time is your biggest advantage. Start investing now, even in small amounts. Number 2, diversify. Diversify across asset classes, geographies, and currencies. Beat your biases. Okay? Look at the data. Do research. Attend briefings like this. Follow your plan and not your emotions. Protect before you grow. Insurance is your plan B. Okay? Insurance is not an investment. When you do investments, focus on a diversified strategy. When you want insurance, that is your plan B because you are protecting your family and your loved ones. To do that, you have to understand your macro, GDP, inflation, interest rates, exchange rates. You have to define your objectives, be clear on what you want to do. Is it income? Is it growth? Is it income with growth? Is it capital preservation? And finally, make sure you plan your legacy. Because wealth is not just today, not for today, but it is for generations to come. Thank you very much and good afternoon. And with that, I open ourselves to questions from the group.
Thank you, Fritz. Yes, we open the program now to questions. Wow. But may I say this lang, 2-liners lang for you, Fritz. I cannot not say this. Today, and I'm sure everyone will agree that we did not simply talk about wealth. We gained wisdom on how to build it and sustain it. Diba? Do you all agree?
Thank you.
And
Thank you.
also, another thing, pagbigyan nyo na ako bago kayo mag-question, handa nyo na yung question nyo. I have attended many talks on finance and investments, Fritz. And what stand out for me today is that how you made it clear, relevant, and easy to understand. And your delivery was really superb.
Thank you.
Thank you. You transform numbers and market concepts into lessons that people can actually apply in real life. Promise from the
Thank
bottom
you.
of my heart.
Thank you.
Yun.
That's
Kaya
usually the
imbitahan kita
challenge, no,
ulit.
for me. The challenge is not to sound intelligent, no. The challenge is really to make everything layman so that priests and nuns and housewives can understand me. Most of you are accountants here or business owners, really big time people. But you know, to make it layman so that all of you don't fall asleep, and have key takeaways to bring home with you is actually what it's all about. So thank you for inviting me here this afternoon, Annie.
All right. Thank you also. Okay. Um, any questions from our participants, everyone?
Meron akong
Please just
pinost na question
go.
sa chat group.
Yeah,
Okay.
can you read it?
Wait lang ha.
Okay, minimum
Yeah, we'll-
amount to invest in peso money market fund.
10,000.
Yun yung kanina, okay? And
Yeah.
then, yung kanina looks nice and good to save, yung parang may monthly na mababawas sa'yo, tama?
Yung easy investment plan. Yeah.
Oh, and then can we offer this to the
1,000
employees?
lang yan. 1,000.
Yes, parang ako nga eh.
Kayang-kaya yan.
Yeah. And can we
Alam mo,
offer
sir,
this to the employees of my corporate clients? Advertise ko na? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
just tell your tell them to to go to whatever BDO branch is closest to your office or to their home, no?
And then,
EIP lang.
task yun.
EIP. It's just a
EIP.
one-pager. It's very simple talaga.
Okay. And then yung global feeder, pasensya na, pangalawang beses ko nang attend ng seminar. Tuwa pa rin ako. Yung global feeder, pupunta lang sa website ng BDO?
Yeah, it's in the website, but you go first to your branch, no? Because
Branch.
you have to
Oh,
fill up the forms muna and the
okay.
yung risk scoring nga no? Parang to make sure lang na naintindihan nyo, no?
Oo.
But when you get into dollar, no?
Oo.
Dollar or ito yung tanong mo, no, Jean, yung Global Equity Index Feeder Fund.
Yes.
I never tell the market to put all your money there. Huh?
Okay.
My advice is this. You look at your cash, no? Your investable money. Okay? And you're coming from zero, di ba, Jean? Second
Yes.
time mo na pinakinggan, hindi ka pa rin nag-i-invest.
Hindi
Okay lang yun.
pa, puro business pa. Okay.
Panay negosyo, panay income tax filing kasi nung April at
Pagkakaiba
May.
naman ang negosyo, so.
Di ba? So, let's say you're coming from zero. Okay? And the goal, let's say at your age, still very young, di ba? Bata pa si Jean.
Hindi, malapit na. I turned 55 last Sunday.
Di, bata pa yan. So, let's say, for that age, 50 to 60, pwede pang 20%. But you're coming from zero.
Yes.
So don't go from 0 to 20%.
Okay.
Diba? You go from 0 to 10% over time. Okay? Let's say from 0 now, you should be 5% by December and 10% by March of next year.
Okay.
Yan, realistic yan.
Okay.
And then you give it 1 year to see the ups and the downs. And if you're convinced na, kaya ko ito, bumabalik naman talaga, no? Kagaya ng sinabi ni Fritz, bumabalik. Kaya ko ito. Then, pag nagte-10% ka na in March of next year, then between 27 to 2028, you go from 10 to 20%. Diba? So, gradual, no? So, if you do it gradually, hindi ka matatakot, no? Investing is not an all or nothing proposition. Right now, you're coming from nothing. Panay shopping, consumption, di ba?
Wala, hindi. Panay work lang.
And kunwari, checking account at saka TD.
Yeah.
Yan. Di ba? Ganon. To a more diversified pie chart na magmumukha talagang pizza siya, no? Di ba? And then, when it's working, you go back to me and say, Pipi Fritz, tama talaga yung sinabi mo. Dapat I started when I was 28. Di ba? But, as you learn it, ikaw naman magiging mouthpiece to your employees or to your clients, di ba? And the good news is, there's a pending bill now filed by the SEC Chairman Francis Lim to make financial literacy a mandatory class in grade 12, hopefully starting next
That's good.
year. So
Oh,
hopefully the
that's
next
Wow.
generation will be savvier than our generation and our parents' generation. And hopefully, I wouldn't have to talk in public anymore because people will know it all and be doing it already. Yan.
Yeah. Sir, Fritz, you're done, Jean, kasi like,
I
that
am,
small
I am.
investment. Oh, that small investment. Grabe yung mga like the employees here and even like my
Yeah,
daughter, they would
yeah.
spend their money buying
Mm.
matcha every
Yes,
day,
yes,
coffee at Starbucks,
yes.
ganon. So instead of buying that, why don't they save their money, 'di ba?
Mm.
How much is Starbucks na? 200 pesos
Yeah.
per per
180, di
grande
ba?
ba
Ang
'yon?
smallest and then
Oo.
260.
Times 5, 5 days a week. Minsan nasa bahay nag-o-order pa.
Yeah,
'Yun.
but
So,
yeah, Ani, the
yeah.
biggest challenge nga is kung kaya ng kasambahay ko at ng driver ng ate ko, kayo pa kaya? Tayo pa kaya? Di ba? And this
Yung
is
mga anak
really,
natin.
and mga anak natin, and this is really for our retirement so that we can live as comfortably as we are today.
'Yun. Okay, yeah, I agree. Is there any other question from the audience, please? Kasi I have one question for Fritz.
I have
Okay, I'll
question,
grab this
Annie.
I have a question. Who's that? Who is that? Who has a question?
Rita?
Rita. Rita, yes,
Yes,
go ahead, please. Go
yes.
ahead.
Hi, PP Fritz.
Hello, good
So
afternoon.
good afternoon. So now I got the what you call this affirmation regarding the scam because it really sounds rampant, and I witnessed some victims about the scam investment. So now the question is, what's a specific legal or credible entity wherein we can report the scammers or
Oh, the SEC.
seemingly scam
The SEC
transactions?
is the legal entity that accepts all of the reports. But the
Oh,
sad truth is, nobody presses charges kasi
mm,
nakakahiya, no? Whether he's a
oh,
general in the military or those living in the plush Makati subdivisions or even tayo mga Rotarians, nakakahiya. Anong sasabihin nila? Nagpaloko ako. So, nobody goes to jail. Wala talaga.
but
Walang nagpo-press
does
ng
it
charges.
have
Agree
to
ako
be
dyan.
the victim? But does it have to be the victim who must report that?
Yes, of course. It has to be the victim.
Okay,
Yeah. But it's the SEC.
SEC. Okay,
Yeah.
thanks.
So, usually the SEC, every month magpapadala sila sa amin. This so and so company has been closed. Ganyan. Do not deal with them anymore. Yan. That's in their powers to do that. So, at the least, they'll close that legal entity, the source of the scam.
I see.
Yeah.
What about those that are online and they're saying like it's somewhat similar to like a crypto or Bitcoin? Because I even
Yeah,
have
yeah.
relatives who are into it.
Yeah, yan rin eh. There has to be the complainant, no? But sometimes, yung mga digital are more difficult to find because there's no physical location, no? Yun, so even my sons, no, they like investing in crypto. When I ask them, "Oh, Papa, I made money last night." "Oh, why did you make money?" Hindi niya masagot. When he loses money, "Papa, tama ka, I lost money." "Oh, why did you lose money?" Hindi rin niya alam, ganyan. So, before you invest, kasi that's your hard-earned money, you have to do your research, no? That's all I'm saying, no? You do your research so that you know how to make money and why you can lose money. At least your eyes wide
Yes,
open, 'di ba? Yan lang naman, para eyes
right.
wide open lang tayo.
Yeah. Some of them are
Okay.
stubborn though, because even if we mention that, they just proceed.
Yes,
Okay,
definitely.
thank you.
Okay.
Welcome.
Any
Welcome.
more questions from the audience? Thank you, Fritz. Okay. I think I have two questions.
Go
First,
ahead.
regarding entrepreneurs, for entrepreneurs and the business owners who usually reinvest back into their business,
Yeah.
how should they think about balancing business growth and personal wealth building?
Right. So whether it's an entrepreneur who single proprietorship, let's say, who reinvests everything back into the business, or a conglomerate or a bank, that posts positive retained earnings, part of the discipline of running a business is always setting aside. No? It's like you declare your dividends to yourself, di ba?
Mhm.
And the discipline there is just in case. Like the pandemic was like a black swan. Okay?
Mhm.
The whole economy shut down. Huh? Nobody was in Ayala Avenue. Nobody was on the Skyway. Ako lang. Ganon. So, and some of my friends shut down their businesses, closed their restaurants, closed their parlor. Di ba? So, kung may natabi ka na, nag-declare ka ng dividends for yourself, labas yan sa negosyo. That's also how big businesses do it, di ba? They declare dividends to their shareholders, whether they're listed or not, di ba? And when they're growing it, they'll say, "Oh, wala mo ng dividendo because we're expanding the business, we're for growth," di ba? But how long is the time period for growth? Definitely not 1 or 3 years, di ba? But maybe 5 or 10 or 12 years that you've been running your business, diba? Then you can declare dividends for yourself and ilabas mo yan sa negosyo, ani, no?
Mhm.
So that if something untoward happens to your business, you don't lose everything again and start from scratch. Definitely, you're much older now than when you started your business, diba?
Yeah.
So, when we're young, para tayong invincible para tayong Superman, Wonder Woman. Kaya natin lahat. But as we age, no, dapat nagtatabi na. Okay? So if you follow, let's say, listed companies, when we visit them, when they're about to list, that's a very important question we ask them. What is your dividend? Do you have a dividend policy? And when they answer yes, we ask them, what is your dividend policy? How much of positive retained earnings will you give back to your shareholders? That's me. I'm the investor, di ba? So in your case, that is you and your family, di ba? So some say, 50% of positive retained earnings of the previous year. Ganon. Or they'll start with 40 and build it up to 50 and 60. Parang ganun. That's the rule of thumb. Lalo na pag mature na yung business. Diba? So, yun. But of course, it's addicting Pag sa'yo talaga, gusto mo lahat. Ganon. But,
That's
you know,
why
as
we
we
need
saw,
discipline talaga.
as we saw during the pandemic and now the Middle East war, Middle East conflict, things can happen that we totally didn't plan for. Yeah? And it could bring you back down to zero. 'Di ba? Pero pag natabi mo na, may natabi ka, at least hindi ka zero uli. At least meron kang 30% na natabi. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you, Fritz. Oh, I can see Michael. Sherwin, hi.
Hi,
I
Mike.
can see him raising his hand. Yeah.
Yeah,
Mike.
good afternoon. Yeah,
Ako,
good afternoon,
congratulations.
everyone.
Ang ganda-ganda ng presentation nyo, Mike.
Thank you.
Ang Taipei.
Congratulations also. First of all, congratulations to PCCI Makati for organizing this valuable and insightful event, no? And of course, thank you very much, Past President Pritz, no, for sharing your knowledge, your expertise to all of us.
Most welcome.
Yeah, so well, basically, my question is this, no? We all know it is very unfortunate, no, that the Philippines is really lagging behind. In all countries, especially in our with our ASEAN neighbors, no, in terms of economic matrices, and of course our stock exchange, no. PP Pritz, what do you think should the Philippine, the government and the private sector, and especially the financial sector, no, to be able to address this so that we can catch up with our ASEAN neighboring countries, and also especially on the stock exchange, because our PSEI is actually maybe we can say it's the worst in the region. So that, yeah. So how can we address this? Is there still hope for us regarding this situation? Thank you.
Hirap naman ang tanong mo, Mike. Baka ma-depress yung audience. There are several things that we can do, no? Number one is support the bill of the SEC chairman making investing mandatory for at least grade 12. Okay? Let's start with the younger generation. That's number one. Number two, let's push to make the PERA bill, the PERA law, no, mandatory, because right now it is optional. What happens when it's mandatory? Example, right now it's optional. Mike can invest 200,000 a year if he wants to. And if he wants to, he can get tax exemption benefits. Okay? But if Mike doesn't want to, it's up to him. Okay? So when you look at the Philippine labor force, diba, lipat lang tayo ng lipat ng trabaho, and every time you transfer, you go back to zero again. Zero ka sa tenure, zero ka sa retirement fund mo. Okay? By having a mandatory PERA that is portable, wherever Mike moves, he brings it with him. And so the summation of all of the Philippine employees and employers investing in their own retirement fund, which in the US is called 401k, makes available to the government a big amount that they can use for long-term infrastructure build-up. Any one of us who travels and comes back here, that's our frustration. Sana ang airport natin parang Bangkok. Sana ang airport natin parang Taiwan, di ba? Why? Because we didn't accumulate long-term investable capital. So, ito talaga yung punot dulo nun eh. This is the starting point. That's my second suggestion. Third, we have to address the two weaknesses of the Philippine economy, which are energy and food security. The fact that we are always the most vulnerable economy when there is a Middle East conflict highlights our weakness as an economy. Okay? So we have to really focus on energy and food security. Food security, we saw it already when India banned the export of rice to protect their votes. We will see it again next year because Asian farmers are not planting rice because of the high cost of inputs and the El Nino. And therefore, next year, we'll see high inflation again. So if MAP, can really support the literacy bill of the SEC, make PERA mandatory that will allow us to access long-term funds for infrastructure build-up, and number three, to really focus and give incentives, to the energy and food sectors, agricultural sector. Wag na tayo mag-shortcut. Shortcut kasi tayo ng shortcut eh, no? Now we're stuck in this situation. So those three are my starting points, Mike.
Thank you. Thank you, PP Fritz. Actually, we of course, we're still praying and hoping that our country will rise again, no? Because this is our only country. And we're also at the Management Association of the Philippines, we're also hopeful because most of our senior leaders are already in the government. Attorney Francis Lim is our MAP past president. So
Yeah.
again, thank you very much, and more power to PCCI Makati and PP Fritz. Congratulations and all the best always. Thank you. God bless us all. Thank you.
Salamat, Mike. Thank you. Any other questions?
PP Fritz,
4:07
palagi,
na, Ani.
palagi mong mini-mention yung pera.
Mhm.
Was that a law and then
Yeah.
Lahat ba ng bank or financial institution nag-o-offer na nun?
Yeah. So napasa yon, no? It started off with 100,000 pesos na tax exempt. And then last year or 2 years ago, ginawang 200,000. Pero hindi pa rin siya mandatory. Optional pa rin siya, no? To have the power na the full force of the whole Philippine labor market, kailangan mandatory, no? And everybody benefits eh. The government benefits, the people benefit when they retire, the makers of the products benefit, lahat talaga magbe-benefit, no? If only we can think longer than 3 or 6 years. Lahat kasi ang tingin 3 years lang or 6 years. Why? Wala na ako dun eh after the 6th year eh. Magre-retire na ako eh, nasa private sector na ako. Or tapos na si presidente eh, iba na, bahala na yung susunod, ganon. We really have to think long term, no? And fourth pa, Mike, ito. I want to push for the people in the Department of Development, Economic Development, formerly NEDA, to also be exempt from the salary standardization law. Because we lose talent every 3 to 5 years. Our best economists, our best planners, they move to the ADB. Why? Because wala silang future. We have to have a professional bureaucracy that can really plan for the long term. Kaya wala tayong long-term projects eh. Yan. Yeah, so to answer your question, Jean,
So,
approved na yan. Approved na yan.
PP Fritz, question, yung pera is parang ino-obligate yung mga taxpayer or tao na mag-save, ganon?
Yeah, to invest in their own retirement plan.
Oo. Mag-choose na lang sila. And then, when they
Yeah.
do that, parang SSS contribution na ma-minus nila sa ITR nila para
Yeah.
lumiliit ang kanilang tax pay. Okay, got it.
Yeah. Yes. And then they choose a fund administrator, yung tagagawa nila ng ledgers, and then they choose a bank to provide them the products.
Oo.
Yan.
Okay.
Di ba maganda? So,
Yes,
everybody,
yes.
Fritz,
Oo.
but tingnan mo, kayo
Fritz,
accountants na hindi nyo alam di ba?
Hindi
So,
namin alam.
di ba accountants
Hindi
na
ba
kayo?
yan ano?
Oo.
Hindi ba yan pwede dun sa ano, 'di ba? Meron ng parang law na even if your company is 10 employees lang, there should be provident fund. Nagagawa ba yan
Iba yung
ng lahat ng
retirement
mga
fund, through
iba pa?
employer
Down sa
yun.
pera.
Ito, sarili to ng empleyado na mamaminus sa
Yeah.
personal ITR nila. So parang nare-realize ko o pwedeng pagtulungan ng
Pwede.
PCCI Makati and MAP na i-urge yung BIR, 'di ba, na maging tax deductible at
Yan,
ipa-implement yung pera, o 'di ba?
Ayan,
Deductible na
Pres,
naman
Ruby,
yan,
narinig
up
mo
to
yan.
200,000 lang. No? But siguro, since hindi kayo familiar, maybe
Yes.
ask, one of the banks to present on that sa trust fund.
Aha, meron
Pwede
naman
yan.
banker.
Oo.
Yes.
'Di ba? Para kayo as accountants, marunong kayong mag-deduct.
Oo, parang gusto
Kasi
ko no i-invite si Tani, di ba? Sa Philippine
Yeah.
Institute of Certified Public Accountants naman as speaker.
Ano yan?
Sige, I will discuss about this pera. Okay. Na-invite ko na si
Yeah,
Pipi
that's
Fritz eh. Tuwan-tuwa sila.
kaya nga. That's interesting talaga. Ang daming mga ano natin dito, talent dito sa committee natin na to. Hoy, susunod kayo, naka-line up na kayo sa mga projects nyo.
Yeah.
Yan, Tito Fritz,
Pipi Fritz.
yes.
Pipi Fritz. First of all, congratulations. Hats off. Galing mo
Salamat.
mag-explain ng complex words and concepts. You know, this old investment analyst, sana had those skills when I was lecturing and doing the round of briefing to my clients during my investment banking days. Very simple but easily understandable. No? So
Coming
sana
from
may
you,
share mo pa yan.
that's such a compliment, Pipi Tani. Salamat.
Yeah. No, isa lang kwan, no? I agree with you with respect to, promoting food security and energy security, no? But common to this, and this is what I'm promoting also sa level namin sa rural banking industry, is sustainability, no? Sustainable farming, sustainable food production, and sustainable energy generation, no? So, as you know naman, the BSP has an existing policy on sustainable finance framework, no? Kaya somehow yung mga rural banks, especially sa area namin sa Southern Luzon, they're really seriously taking this challenge to implement sustainability, even doon sa kanilang lending policies sa mga. It's quite difficult, but we have to do it, no? Because in the long run, no, we have to ensure food security sa level ng farm natin, because if we continue using irresponsible farming, wala rin mangyayari. Magiging non-productive ang mga farms, no? So part of ensuring food security talaga is to really appropriate the relevant technologies, no, among farmers, and this is what we're doing.
Congratulations.
Just
Keep it
share
up. Keep it up.
Sige.
Kapatid Tani,
Thank
dapat
you.
isabay na yan. Kapatid Tani, dapat isabay na yung food security na yan sa financial literacy sa K-10, K-12. I think, the young generation
Ani,
should also, yeah.
kapatid, Ani comes from the same province I come from, sa Mindoro. No? And don't you know that there was a study made, but thanks to Maharlika Investment Fund kina Joel Consing, because I think they're pumping in a lot of money sa energy in Mindoro, because we've been suffering from heavy brownouts. No? But there was a study made on sustainable energy in Mindoro, wind, solar, hydro, and it can potentially produce 8,000 megawatts. No? And we can even export power to mainland Luzon. No? So kailangan lang talaga may government support, and somebody's taking the lead to really initiate this development. No? Dami nating river sa Mindoro. No? Instead na lagyan ng flood control project na wala naman nangyayari, no? Just in one place alone, 30 billion pesos. Wala naman nangyari, no? But it could have been properly constructed in such a way that we have, run of the river type mini irrigation systems all over the province. No? We could by now be generating sufficient energy. No?
That's a good point.
So that's
yeah.
it's a bit
Anyway,
frustrating, but I think we really have to have our sa level ng bureaucracy sa government, no, that political will. Sa level ng business sector, there should really be some committed individuals to push countryside development, especially in food security and energy. No?
okay. Thank you, kapatid. We
Yeah.
should have a
Mm.
forum on that one next time. Okay. Next,
Yep.
I think
Sige.
we're already past 4. Can we ask before we go to the next part of this program, can we ask everyone to please put on their videos so that we can have photo op? Irish, are you there? Who's gonna take the photo? You know me, I'm super techie. Super techie. I can only take the photo from my phone. Can we ask everyone please to can we already put off the presentation? Yan. Yun. So that we can have a photo op na. Okay. Irish, will you be the one doing it?
Ma'am Jean also will
I'm
screen
also
share.
sige,
doing it. Dalawa kami.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you. I will also try to do it from my
Yes.
phone. Ilang windows ba tayo? Okay, please count lang para our smiles will be present.
Always
Yun.
smile na lang. Miss Universe ready.
Oo. Ilang slides ba yan?
Ewan ko nga eh. Basta screenshot lang ako ng screenshot.
Ako
Sabihin
din
mo lang
eh.
kung tapos.
Okay,
Wala kung tapos
sa
na.
akin kasi. Okay. Irish, okay. Okay, 1, 2, 3. There you go. Another one. Wait lang, kasi yung nauna ko na. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Your smiles. There. Oh my friend from the Netherlands is here. Thank you, Anne Ramos, for joining us from Amsterdam. Yeah, thank you. I saw her in the screen. And to the others also who join us. May I now call on our President Ruby Banyares Victorino for our appreciation portion for this program. Madam President?
Irish, pa-flash ako ng ano. Hi everyone, I'm back.
There, press. Ay, nawawala ka, press. Press, hindi ka namin marinig.
Hello.
You're choppy. You're
Hello.
choppy. Ayos ba yung photo na yan? Fritz? Hello? Okay. Okay. Sir Fritz, thank you very much for making time with us this afternoon. Medyo take over na lang muna ako kay President Ruby for, for this time. So we truly appreciate that, your message today, and talaga for the first time, I've never heard a message like that regarding building wealth. I used to be a financial advisor, and I think I am, but I've never heard anyone share knowledge like you do. It's a wisdom to all of us. Thank you very much from PCCI Makati. I hope we can invite you again. We'll invite you also here in Toyota Alabang for our employees.
You're most
Yeah.
welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay.
Thank you,
Thank you.
friends. See you. See you sa July
Okay,
13.
next may I call on our handsome Cesar Sarchu
Oh yeah,
for
yeah.
our closing remarks. Sar. Yan.
Oh, si Char pala nandyan, ha?
Yes.
Oh,
Hi,
syempre.
everyone. Okay, so as we conclude today's discussion on Beyond the Numbers, Building Wealth at Last, I would like to reiterate an important point that our speaker started with. So it's not about how much you earn, but how much you keep and grow. So it was truly a very productive afternoon as we received a lot of investment concepts, options, and insights from our speaker, which we can all apply to help build our wealth depending on risk appetite and, more importantly, taking into consideration the time factor. So the greatest wealth we can build is one that creates freedom, provides security, opens opportunities, and leaves a meaningful impact on the people and the communities we care about. Every choice to save, to invest, to learn, and to plan is a step forward towards creating a legacy that goes beyond our lifetime. So for my key takeaways, no? So once you have the wisdom, the next point is to ensure you have a clear purpose and the discipline to execute. The journey to lasting wealth is all about patience over impulse, vision over distraction, and purpose over mere accumulation. It is about ensuring that the wealth we create serves not only ourselves, but the generations that follow. So on behalf of PCCI Makati, thank you to our distinguished speaker, Fritz Ocampo, for sharing your wisdom. Thanks as well to all the PCCI Makati officers and members headed by our President, Ruby Banyares Victorino, our amazing PCCI Makati organizers headed by Chair Annie Shotwell and Deputy Jean Lopez, and every participant who has taken part in this meaningful conversation. May everyone continue to build wealth with wisdom, intention, and purpose. Maraming salamat po at magandang araw sa ating lahat.
Thank you everyone.
Thank
We will do this
you.
Thank
again.
you.